This is EA Sports coverage of the PGA Tour. Located in Charlotte, North Carolina, Quail Hollow was originally designed by the architect George Cobb back in 1961. And Frank, it features one of the most imposing finishing stretches on tour. They call it the Green Mile.
Yeah, 16, 17, and 18, what a great test and a wonderful way to finish this golf course. It has a nice flow to it. Anytime you're in the Carolinas, all these mature trees that really define the fairways. Everything's in front of you. Some greens with certainly a lot of pace out there. You tested every club in the bag. This is a great golf course. Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. So that sets up a tougher second shot, missing the fairway with the drive, now in the rough. A great way to start a hole, nicely placed in the fairway. Look out left.
And there's rough over there.
Into the tall cabbage. That ball is swallowed up. Now the approach shot here at the par 4 first.
There's a big mound in the middle of this green, Rich, and the ball has a tendency to kick either side of that. So just be aware.
On the green, and a chance for birdie here in the first hole. Second shot from the rough. It's on the way. That one is bunker bound, it looks like. Well, he'd like to have that one back in the bunker.
Still a chance to get it up and down.
Frank, this ball's in the rough. You like to hinge just a little bit quicker on the takeaway when the ball is down like this?
No, when it's down, you've just got to make sure that you wind up almost like you're hitting a tee shot. This is not one to be dallied with. You've got to hit it powerfully, and you really have to focus on that club getting through the grass, past the ball, and out the other side.
All right, so greenside bunker. What's he looking to do with this shot, Frank?
Well, really you have to look at the amount of green you got to play with. You don't have to try and fly the ball right by the flag. Allow it to run. Plus, if you can get it to run like a putt, you never know. It might just go in.
Getting set now over the putt. That's not how you picture it, Frank, when you step on that first tee.
No, you'd like to go back to that first tee right now and start again.
Kaymer trying to put that free-flowing putting stroke to good use, has this for birdie. One under early in the round. These putts keep the round together. Makes the putt and goes to 1 under. This to surrender, only one shot. So a drop shot. Frank, this is a really fun hole, a pretty short par 3, downhill.
Yeah, half a club, you can allow for that, so it won't play its full yardage. You can really see that right part of the green. That's the most inviting one, but when they stick the flag on the left, you really have to be precise.
He's knocked it on the green, but not in a great position. This is a difficult chance coming up here. Long birdie try. Well, this one is offline just a bit. Look out. Yeah, that one is going to end up in the rough. You have to think he'll be happy with that, given that it looked like it was headed right for the rough.
Yeah, it looked like that was the only place it was going to finish, but, well, it's a little bit unexplainable. Let's see what he does from here now. Lucky break.
Well, the tee shot has landed in the bunker. This is a pretty long putt here. You'd be happy to get this to within 2 or 3 feet. You really want to take the stress out of that next putt. That was not a very good read right there. Well, bunker play is really about technique and feel. The two greatest ever are probably Gary Player and Seve Ballesteros. Seve actually was so good, he was so skilled, that he could open up a 3-iron, that's right, a 3-iron, on a short bunker shot from a green side bunker and splash it to a couple of feet as if he had just used a 60-degree sand wedge. Amazing. Bang, right in the back of the cup, Frank.
Unbelievable.
Locked in on the read and the speed. Martin Kaymer, 2014 U.S. Open champion, has this one for par. Solid par to remain 1 under. Just a little tap in here. Not the best start, 2 over par. Moving on to the 3rd hole now. It's a par 4, 452 yards.
Big sweeping dogleg left, and the fairway actually goes in the opposite direction of the dogleg. Must hit a good tee shot for 2 reasons. One, to find the fairway, and also the length of this hole, over 450 yards. Oh, that's off the beaten track. That's got 5 minutes to find it.
That's a good spot right there.
Center cut.
Well, that is a really good tee shot right there, Frank.
I think that tipped the 300-yard mark.
And it looks like it's in the rough there, Frank.
It might not be as bad as it looks.
Second shot coming out of the rough here. Frank did the prudent thing there, didn't he?
Yeah, in the end, really, you could have turned that into a disaster instead. Actually, a good chance, really, to perhaps get away with par.
So the shot has landed, I'm not sure if it's on the mulch or in the mulch. Either way, it's in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, he doesn't have mulch of a shot you left.
Not enough on that one.
It just seemed to baby it.
Let's see what Martin Kaymer does with this approach shot. Good chance at one. That was a solid strike and a good result. Jonas Blixt, fourth shot.
Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
Now the approach here at the third. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Big Swede now with this for par. Kaymer has a beautiful rhythmic putting stroke. This is a birdie bid. To -2 early in the round. Just 5 feet left. Now at 1 under for the round. Now to the fourth hole here at Quail Hollow, just under 490 yards.
Yeah, they used to have the tee on the right side, which actually made that tee shot very uncomfortable. When they put the new tee box in on the left side, it's a little easier to hit that fairway because that fairway slopes from right to left. Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. Not on the fairway here. This could be a tough shot coming up next. Into the tall cabbage. That ball is swallowed up. Wow, way to the right here.
And there's rough over there.
Well, that ball nestled down just a bit in that heavy rough. Frank, this ball's in the rough. Anything you change in your technique when a ball's sitting down a little bit?
Yeah, you put the ball back a little bit further in your stance because you're going to get a bit of grass between the ball and the club face. So you have to allow for that and keep that club moving. That grass is going to be that grass is going to create a certain amount of resistance.
Second shot coming out of the rough here. And that one lands in the first cut, Frank.
Interesting choice coming ahead here. It'll be interesting to see how he reads this lie.
He'll need to be strong with this.
Good recovery shot. Couldn't make the green, but at least he's back in play.
Played the smart shot right there. Frank, you like his chances to walk away with a par here?
Well, with a good shot, Rich, yeah, that's certainly on the cards in that. And you think you just write a par down at the end of the hole, don't tell anyone about it. It certainly won't affect the scorecard at the end of the day. So that's the goal right here.
Well, certainly playable from here. Ball is in the first cut. Not too bad. This is a good-looking shot. And getting ready for the putt. Right off the edge.
Just a fraction softer, then it might have just turned in.
Here's the 2014 U.S. Open champion, eyeing this one for par. Holding steady now at 2 under par. Makeable putt right here. He is currently sitting at 1 under for the round. So they'll tap in. So with that, 3 over par now for the round. Not what he had in mind when he stepped to the tee, but it would be just 1 drop shot. This for bogey. Well, too bad. He gives one back. Here we are at the par 5 fifth. It's 570 yards. Frank, this should be reachable for most players, don't you think?
Yeah, if you hit a good tee shot, especially with the draw, it will be. But the hardest part of this is judging that kick on the fairway that kicks the ball to the right. And it sort of turns at that awkward area at where the top of your tee shot range. That's where that dog leg is.
Frank, there's fairway, there's rough, and then there's mulch.
Yeah, the worst thing about the mulch is all these little chips around the ball, and so the ball doesn't sit up. And once again, this shot might look easy, but if you just miss it a bit, it so exaggerates the outcome.
Well, he pays a price for that.
Yeah, when you don't see the top of the ball in the rough, you know it's not sitting pretty. Gonna need a bit of force to extract one out of there.
Frank, not the longest hitter, but sometimes you win tournaments by putting it in a good spot, and that's where we are right here, 280 yards out.
Yeah, 280 down the middle of the fairway. That'll never get you in trouble.
Second from an excellent lie. Frank, way offline all day long.
Yeah, this is a head scratcher, really. I've seen him play before. Normally much better than this. This is abnormal, that's for sure.
Second shot from the rough. It's on the way. That was a pretty nasty lie out of the rough. You did the right thing there, Frank. That's a bit offline in the rough. Just trying to make clean contact from the rough. Appears to be what they call a commercial play, very solid. Well, the stats say that is a green hit in regulation, but it's not yet a par on the card. Very tough putt coming up. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Frank, what's the best way to get at the golf ball when it's sitting down just a bit in the rough?
You have to accept the fact first and foremost that you're not going to get clean contact. So you have to decide whether the ball's going to come out short or it's going to fly. Because very rarely will it come out the normal distance of what you hit on the fairway. So if it's a little thin and wispy, chances are it might fly. If it's nestled down, you're going to have to take at least another club.
This one has a good line. Well, that just brings a smile to your face, puts a little pep in the step when you make them from downtown. 12 feet still to go. So with that, they're trying to fight back, now at 2 over. Locked in on the read and the speed. Mark that as a birdie on the card. Frank, this is where you know that players like Bubba Watson, Dustin Johnson, Rory McIlroy are playing a different game than guys like me. They step up to this 250-yard par 3 and they might hit a 5-iron. It is a little downhill, but they might be with a middle iron where a lot of us would be with a driver.
Well, you see the advantage of that power on this very hole, not just because of the length they got to hit it, but the green they're heading into. This green slopes off in both directions, right and left, so you have to land that ball in the middle of the green. So yeah, it's a big advantage if you can go at this hole with like a 5-iron.
Headed for the bunker? In the bunker, still with a chance for an up and down. Well, the tee shot has landed in the bunker.
Normally you'd say that's a bad tee shot, but this is a pattern, Rich.
In the thick stuff.
Thick? It's brutal out there.
Ball sitting down here in the rough. He's digging in. Now from the bunker.
Yeah, just a little splash out on this par 3.
Boy, this could be a tough one right here, Frank.
It's a very long putt, Rich. Obviously it's difficult, but he still has a shot to sink this one for birdie.
Hard putt, soft hand, beautiful putt. Not a gimme, but well within his range. This one just requires a little bit of focus. Nice par to remain at 2 under. Drops it, and he's at even par. Frank, there's a lot to chew on here as you get to the tee at the 532-yard par 5/7.
In today's game, 530 plus change you'd think is incredibly short. And look at the trouble in front of you. Water all the way down the right side and around that right side of the green. Bunkers left. This is not for the faint of heart. Long and straight.
That's how you do it.
Got the measurement out there, Rich. Looks like 290 yards.
This one doesn't look good.
There's water over there.
He went for the brief swim there, Frank. He's trying to stay dry now.
He is. Just trying to avoid water on the brain as well. This will take a good swing.
Third shot now after the last one found the deep blue.
Yeah, you can still minimize the damage here. It's only one bad shot that you got punished for.
Into the tall cabbage. That ball is swallowed up. He'll need to be strong with this. Frank did the prudent thing there, didn't he?
Yeah, in the end, really, you could have turned that into a disaster instead. Actually, a good chance, really, to perhaps get away with par.
Frank made this hole just a little bit harder hitting it into the rough.
I would say a lot harder. Well, with a good shot here, Rich, I tell you, this eagle on the cards, hole very reachable from where he is.
Don't get many opportunities like this. This is a good place to take advantage. Crucial eagle attempt on the way. Now the Swede with all sorts of personality, Jonas Blixt getting set for his approach.
This looks like it's going to find the target.
Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. It's a good-looking putt right here. You might like it. Wow, I can't believe he found the cup on that one.
Clean up on hole 5.
Here's Martin Kaymer for par. Wow, what a putt. That is huge. These putts keep the round together. In red figures at 1 under par. Out of the short par 4-8 here at Quail Hollow, just 350 yards. Frank, players can lay it up and just hit a little baby wedge into the green, but why not go for it in one, try to make something happen?
I think both plans work well, Rich. This is one of those holes, the more you think about it, the more complicated it gets. You're going to lay it up, lay it up. If you're going to go for it, just aim at that tree and hit it down there. Just take your medicine.
No fairway here, this one in that rough. And it looks like it's in the rough there, Frank.
It might not be as bad as it looks.
Offline, and I think that one's headed for the rough. Second shot coming out of the rough here.
Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. Let's see if he does it here.
Oh, looked like he caught a flyer right there, Frank.
I don't know what he thought, but this is way too much.
Didn't check, Frank.
Yeah, just not enough spin on that, really. I mean, that almost like took that first bounce and just ricocheted forward.
Not in the fairway, but not too bad. Just in that first cut.
Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
Frank, it's not about getting the ball close to the hole. From that spot,
Well, he had no chance to get it close. I thought he had very, very, very little chance of getting it on the green. So given that, that was a very good shot. Well, just a little too much, Rich.
I don't know if it was wind at his back. He didn't calculate it, but he's going to be left with a difficult chip shot here.
Remember, out of the rough. Expect the ball to jump forward a little bit.
Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read.
Oh, another one goes in.
Born and raised in Sweden, played collegiate golf at Florida State, Jonas Blixt has this for par. Hard putt, soft hands, beautiful roll. Shouldn't be a problem here. That takes him to 1 under on the day. Frank, this is a really good way to finish out the front side here at Quail Hollow. 495-yard par 4.
Yeah, it's the longest par 4 at Quail Hollow. Some say it might be the toughest. I'm not quite in that camp. And the reason why, that green slopes in from both sides, the left and the right. But you can see why good drivers have done well here, because there's a big reward for thumping a big, long, straight drive down here.
That was just a beautiful drive and hit it solid and right in the middle. Frank, it's a hard game to play from the high grass.
And that's where he's been more often than not today. Good recovery shot. Couldn't make the green, but at least he's back in play.
Played the smart shot right there. Well, this will require a good strike of the golf ball. It's a pretty long shot into this par 4 ninth. Chance to close out the front side here with a birdie. This will require a good one. This is a 190-yard second shot.
Now, this is not heading in the right direction.
Well, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. That's a bit offline in the rough. This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I would say.
This requires a lot of speed through the ball. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Wow, that was so close, Frank.
Just time to forget that one. I mean, he couldn't hit that much better.
Jonas Blixt for par. Nothing wrong with that par putt. And this will be a 5-foot putt here. Nice par to remain at 2 under. Makeable putt right here. He is currently sitting at 1 under for the round. 1 under for the round. Well, that was a nearly flawless performance on the front side, but Frank, we know it's an 18-hole game, isn't it?
That's right. Now's not the time to pat yourself on the back. Normally you'd say that's a bad tee shot, but this is a pattern, Rich. Errant tee shot here, Rich, but going to have to muscle this one out of the rough.
Excellent drive, Frank, right where you want to be.
Well, from in trouble, Rich, at least he's back in play.
On the fairway from the rough. Second shot coming out of the rough here. Now from a good position in the fairway, his second shot. Into the tall cabbage. That ball is swallowed up. Frank, what's the right play here on the 10th?
Favor the left side. Everything will slope towards the right. Just be careful that grass bunker, sort of front right. The ball will sort of come a long way down to the front edge of the green.
He's knocked it on the green, but not in a great position. This is a difficult chance coming up here. Long birdie try.
Got to be careful here. Downhill, he's got to time it good because your weight's a little bit more on your front foot.
Not enough on that one.
Yeah, just seemed to baby it.
Ball sitting down here in the rough. He's digging in. Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
Frank, that looked good to me. Well, that's not the way you wanted to start out the backside here.
Yeah, you can't afford from inside 10 feet. You feel like you have to make those, and I mean, they really sting when they miss.
This is a 23-foot putt. How does that not go in?
Amazing. Stroke looked good, line looked good, just did not take that final break.
Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus.
That's the cruelest thing about this game, Rich. I mean, it's another shot. That looked like it nearly got below the lip, the level of the lip there.
Can't believe that one, Frank. That was a complete horseshoe right there.
He has this for par. Good stroke right there. That's a par and stays at 1 under.
Nudge this one home, finish it up.
Did the job right there. Henrik for a disappointing double bogey.
Now to the par 4 11. Frank, what do you think of this hole?
It's an interesting hole, Rich, and I'm curious to see how aggressive players will play here today. The easy way, obviously, is just hit it down the right side and set up a nice second shot with a short iron. Or the most fun way is to take the big stick out and try and bite off as much of that corner as you choose, but be prepared to pay the price should it not come off.
And it looks like it's in the rough there, Frank.
It might not be as bad as it looks.
You can see a little bit off balance on the tee, and that one is going to be in the rough. Well, he pays a price for that.
Yeah, when you don't see the top of the ball in the rough, you know it's not sitting pretty. You'll need a bit of force to extract one out of there. Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. Frank, ball is in the rough here. What are the problems on this next shot?
Well, this is really where the skill level comes in. A good part. This is where the good player separates himself from the rest.
Frank did the prudent thing there, didn't he?
Yeah, in the end, really, you could have turned that into a disaster instead. Actually, a good chance, really, to perhaps get away with par.
And setting up here in the rough. Not terrible, but not his best.
Yeah, outside chance, really, for birdie, but really, it was a rather poor approach shot.
Yeah, about 145 yards left here. Oh, no, look out, Frank. I think he flushed that one.
Oh, this is going, gone.
Frank, what happened there?
It's just a flyer, Rich. The ball wasn't sitting all the way down in the rough. He got enough loft on it, and actually, it's a pretty good swing. The ball was never going to stop.
This is a cross-country special. Well, this one's tracking.
Whoa, what a bonus.
This one just requires a little bit of focus.
Stenson for his par.
Here's the colorful Jonas Blixt. Good putter, and this is for par.
Steady, solid, and at 1 under par right now. Here we are now at the 12th, and Frank, this is a beautiful but dangerous hole, par 4.
It is in a number of ways. The hole bends gently to the right, which you'd think would favor a nice little fade, but the fairway just seems to shrink up. I've seen this fairway missed by so many good players. And plus its yardage, 450 odd. You can't really lay back too far, otherwise you've got too long for your second shot.
That was just a beautiful drive, and hit it solid and right in the middle. Frank, this one's not looking good.
Yeah, it's certainly not down the fairway line, heading toward the rough.
Frank, it's a hard game to play from the high grass.
And that's where he's been more often than not today.
Second shot from the rough. It's on the way. On the green in regulation. Frank, we always say about Quail Hollow, you have to play with a clear head. You have to be thinking your way around this golf course. So what's the right thought process on this second shot?
Keep the ball in the right section. That front portion there, you can't afford to go long when the flag's there. Conversely, when the flag's in the back, you can't afford to be putting up and over that ridge. So you've got to be flying that ball all the way back there.
$160 yards. Frank, you played in conditions all over the world. Here come the winds now. What's the mindset?
Well, this is really what separates the men from the boys. This is where you've got to tell yourself, and it's an advantage to you. Obviously, the scores will go up a little bit, given the conditions. But once again, this is going to suit the stronger player today.
You like the old phrase, swing easy when it's breezy?
Definitely when you're hitting it into a head breeze. But down breeze, tee it up a little bit, try and ride that wind some more.
That's all he wanted to do there.
Yeah, it's touch. And when you think from that distance, chances of making are almost none. So to guarantee a two-putt, well done.
And getting ready for the putt. Frank, that's not one you're necessarily thinking about making.
No, just a good putt, though. There's no two ways about that. He's putting well. Even par, currently.
Has the putt, and now at -1. Stays at 1 under with that par. Trying to stay steady, make a par. That is a solid par putt. Now to the par 3, 13th hole. Frank, this one 210 yards.
Very, very good par 3. This is actually a big green. It's 37 yards deep, but it actually plays small. There's a front right portion, there's a roll-off area in the middle, and there's a roll-off area in the back. So don't be deceived by the size of this green. You better be pitching that tee shot right bang in the middle.
On the green, and a chance for birdie. Needs a pair of binoculars to see the hole. On the way. Well, that just brings a smile to your face, puts a little pep in the step when you make them from downtown.
Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. -1 for the day.
Birdie chance here. Very long putt, though.
Got to be a little careful if it gets away on him.
Oh, do that. Well, Frank, as we arrive at the par 4 14th, just 345 yards, our players no doubt are looking for a little advice from a guy who's been there. You've done it at the highest level. What's the right play here?
Rich, after all these years, I think it's like a modified tee shot. And what I'm going to say with that is like a strong 3-wood, something that pitches around 270 and kicks 30 or 40 yards, finishes up about 20 yards short of the green. I think that's the best ploy. You won't be able to get at all the flags, but I think you'll play the whole under par for the week.
When's the right time to pull out the big driver and have a go at this green?
I don't think there is, but maybe you at home should try.
Drivable par 4, not for most in this field, but for this guy, yes, he has just knocked it on. What a shot.
There is fairway out there. There is.
He can't find it, though. So that sets up a tougher second shot, missing the fairway with the drive, now in the rough. Set to go. Not an easy shot by any means. This is a long putt. Really, the key is the speed. If it drops, that's a bonus. Well, that's not the way you wanted to start out the backside here.
Yeah, you can't afford from inside 10 feet. You feel like you have to make those, and I mean, they really sting when they miss.
This is a putt for birdie from long range. Probably would be happy to get down in 2. Ooh, almost fell. Just a few inches from dropping.
Sometimes the game just isn't fair.
Blixt for birdie. Good score going, now at 2 under par. Makeable putt right here, currently sitting at 1 under for the round. Now at -2 for the day. So just a formality here. Keeps the momentum going with that putt. Stays at 3 under.
Now at the par 5, 15th hole, 577 yards. Frank, you remember what Rory McIlroy did here in 2010, that final round, 62?
I certainly do, Rich. That was an amazing run on the second 9. And holes like this, too. He just stood up here with a driver and just obliterated it down there with a nice draw. Took those bunkers out of play and just set up a mid-iron.
Into the thick stuff, that's a difficult lie.
Nice.
Looks good. Good lie in the fairway. A good chance to make something happen here. Frankie's cranking it and banking it. Giant drives, a boatload of birdies. What a round.
Yeah, these are the days you just dream for. We know golf's not that easy, but on a day like today, savor it and just keep going. Keep doing it.
That one ends up in the rough.
Oh, that went sideways.
Second shot coming out of the rough here. Tugged that one a little bit offline to the left, and he'll pay a bit of a price because that rough is fairly thick. Second from an excellent lie. This one is definitely heading left. Looks like it is going to end up in the rough. Just trying to make clean contact from the rough. Sit down, get down.
Oh, this is going.
Frank in a bit of trouble here at the par 5, missing the green on that third shot.
Yeah, just battling to make par. And this is going to be difficult.
Not enough on that one.
Yeah, it just seemed to baby it.
Now his fourth shot.
Not a problem there, Rich.
Frank, anything you do differently from the rough in terms of your swing? Do you hinge the club a little bit more quickly?
No, normally put the ball just a little bit further back in your stance because you want the club to be going down. Down, it's got to go down through the grass, through the ball.
Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Big Swede now with this for par. Jonas Blixt for par. And this will be a 5-foot putt here. How about that? 4 under par. That takes him to 1 under on the day. At last, we have arrived at the start of one of the most daunting finishing stretches in all of golf. They call it the Green Mile, 16, 17, and 18 here at Quail Hollow. The 16th is a par 4, 508 yards, Frank.
And this hole was made even more difficult when they pushed that green further left to bring the water more in play with the second shot. I mean, it's a great par 4. It's strong in every single department.
Frank, way offline all day long.
Yeah, this is a head scratcher, really. Seen him play before. Normally much better than this. This is abnormal, that's for sure.
Nice position, short grass, second shot. Not terrible, but not his best.
Yeah, outside chance, really, for birdie, but really, it was a rather poor approach shot.
And setting up here in the rough. Frank did the prudent thing there, didn't he?
Yeah, in the end, really, you could have turned that into a disaster instead. Actually, a good chance, really, to perhaps get away with par.
This one has a chance to be close. Second shot now to the daunting par 4 16th hole. Frank, this is all you want.
And if you want to take the safe route, then obviously that's down the right side. That's the quickest way to get to the putting surface, and also it's the flattest side. When they start sticking the flag on the left, though, be prepared to pay the price. Short, difficult chip. Long, ball's going to bounce over the back.
Might be. Could be.
More than a bonus on the scorecard, that.
Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Holding steady now at 2 under par. Kaymer now trying to put that putting stroke to good use once more. If this drops, it would give him yet another birdie. Continues to amaze, yet another birdie, and what a day it's been.
Frank, this is all you want in a par 3, especially late in the round. You have to carry the water. You have to deal with the pressure. At 221 yards, this requires a player's very best.
On the process of elimination, don't go long, don't go left, don't go short, and right is marginal. It doesn't leave you with much. Well, it was almost like that's what he wanted to do, but why would you want it to run over the back?
And look out, this could be wet, Frank.
It's heading towards the hazard.
Frank, they threw him a life vest. He's back on dry land.
And I hope this time he swings, he doesn't have the water wings on.
Third shot now, after the last one found the deep blue.
You can still minimize the damage here. It's only one bad shot that you got punished for.
Had the club face open just a bit at impact, and that one moves considerably to the right of the flagstick. Moving a little bit to the right.
Well, just a little too much, Rich.
I don't know if it was wind at his back, he didn't calculate it, but he's going to be left with a difficult chip shot here. This is a pretty long putt here. You'd be happy to get this to within 2 or 3 feet. You really want to take the stress out of that next putt. So a long putt there and just didn't read it quite right. This requires a lot of speed through the ball. Good chunk of real estate here, 22 feet away.
That was cruel. It looked like it was certainly going in.
You couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read.
Good read, good line, well played.
This would give him the par. Two under par for the round. That is a double bogey. Here we are, the 18th hole at Quail Hollow. Simply put, Frank, a player needs to hit maybe his best tee shot of the day.
I would agree with you, Rich. If you were to measure this hole from trees on the left to trees on the right, it's actually a really wide fairway or expanse of land. But that creek that just meanders its way through the middle of this hole completely changes the nature of this hole. And consequently, you hit the nail on the head. If you don't hit a good tee shot, you will rack up something here. And I've got no idea how big it'll be.
Those are good numbers right there. 320, 320 yards. Just crushed it in the fairway. That appeared to be a good strike right there, Frank.
Oh, good. It's just towering. Look at that hanging in the sky. This has to go in the hazard.
He needs to get up or it's going. Frank, not easy to keep your eye on the target when you've just splashed down.
Yeah, but on the flip side too, one bad shot doesn't have to lead to two.
So hit the previous shot in the water, took a drop. This now the third shot. Into the tall cabbage. That ball is swallowed up. Final approach shot of the day here at the 18th.
Off the flight path again.
Thank goodness, Frank, back on dry land here.
As long as this one avoids it.
This now the fourth shot after the last one was in the water.
Yeah, just somehow just get it on the green.
Really good distance control there, playing well to his strengths. Just trying to make clean contact from the rough.
Rich, too much grass between ball and club face.
Paid a price with the tee ball landing in the rough. Locked in on the read and the speed. And that is a round of 73. 8-foot putt here. And with that, he'll go to 3 under. Not a gimme, but well within his range. So he has that for bogey. I can't help but think that the double bogey back on the 17th hole has really put him in a bad way. Just not playing well.